What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we are jumping in with the weekly reset for Destiny 2 for September 10th. And this week, as the Echoes episode sort of wraps up, we're getting the launch of the 10th anniversary event for Destiny 2, but there's also a little bit of a September update this week as well. There are some sandbox changes, fixes, and a couple of other items worth mentioning. But then as always, we'll round up key rewards for the week, vendor inventories, the Eververse store, as well as the final major steps for episode 1 of Destiny 2. And so there are a few things to round up in the video today, guys. As always, I hope you enjoy this one and find it useful. If you do, a rating below really helps us out on the channel, but without further delay, let's get into it. And so starting out, heading into the Echoes content this week, it's worth mentioning that we're going to see the final few steps for the main season story quest. So the bulk of the story will have been concluded really with this week's reset, although it's worth mentioning there will be an epilogue of sorts that will probably happen in the last couple of weeks of the episode. But otherwise, we'll also discover the final secrets inside of the Encore exotic mission, and in particular, that'll mean access to the Onslaught catalyst for Choir of One. So that will be initiated at Banshee with a quest as always, and then finally, the 10th anniversary event is now live in the game. Of course, this went live yesterday, a bit earlier than we anticipated. The assumption was that it would drop with the weekly reset, but we can now get access to the armor set as well as the title. And I've got a video breaking down all of the stuff related to the 10th anniversary, so you can check that out if you still need to pick any of the loot up. And yes, it is available to all players, and as far as we know, it is not a limited time event, so that content should be sticking around, so there isn't necessarily a rush to get it done. Otherwise, Iron Banner has also returned for the final time in the episode this reset too, so gameplay-wise, it's turned out to be a busier week than most of us probably thought it would be. For the patch though today, there are more substantial patch notes on Bungie.net, but Bungie have fixed a bunch of issues in the Encore exotic mission, with it not appearing as an option in Fireteam Finder, issues blocking progression at the final boss encounter, and team wipes that are being triggered in error, so it should generally be a better experience. Also, Bungie have said they've fixed the Grandmaster node, and so that should now appear for all players. And as Bungie outlined previously, the Smoke Bomb melee changes, as well as adjustments to Threaded Spectre and Swarm Grenade have landed for Hunters this week too. We've gone into those in some detail previously, so we won't repeat it here, but if you want a full list of the patch changes for this week, they'll be linked in the description bar. Next up, as we sign into the game right here, we do have bonus Valor available for the duration of the week, so if you're looking to earn some Crucible ranks, it'll be a good time to play, of course alongside the Iron Banner. Additionally, a quick patch note to mention, which I missed previously, but something we weren't anticipating, Bungie fixed an issue where Ariana's Vow wasn't correctly dealing 67% increased damage to barrier champions, so good that that one's sorted out. I totally forgot that it was an issue, to be honest. They also say, in addition, they removed a minus 40% scaler that the weapon had for dealing damage against barrier champion shields, so in short, it should be better at doing its job now, which is nice. And next up, let's get on to the Eververse inventory for the week. Gotta grab that free Bright Dust, why not? But for the Bright Dust stuff, on the front page, we have Mirror Mirror, an exotic emote available right here. So let's have a quick preview of this one from back in the day. Pretty cool stuff, available for 3,250 Bright Dust. We also have the Omega Mechanos Mark right here, so class items from this set available this week for 1,200 Bright Dust. And then there is the Siva Emergence Transmat effect available. These are 450 Bright Dust, a pretty cool one right there if you've never picked it up. And for shaders on the front page, we've got Nectar Dynamo. These are 300 Bright Dust as always, very vibrant indeed. There is also Lion's Pride available from back in Season of the Lost Defiance. I can't remember what that icon is, but kind of a nice one right there potentially. Moving over to the second page of Bright Dust items though, we've got the Kiddie Pool multiplayer emote available for 4,250 Bright Dust if you fancy a bit of a soak. There's the Good Computing exotic emote as well, which is 3,250 Bright Dust this week. That is a new one for this episode. And then we've got the Archangel's Shell exotic ghost right here for 2,850 Bright Dust with those Warmind themes, bit of carbon fiber going on. And then there is the Nightgast exotic ship as well for 2,000 Bright Dust right here, which is ghastly indeed, I would say. Give us your thoughts below. But we've got the Surging Current exotic sparrow available for 2,500 Bright Dust, an interesting looking one also. Then there is the Shapeshifter weapon ornament for the Wendigo. Apparently you have to have the original Wendigo, or no, it just says it isn't acquired. I guess you could apply it to any Wendigo, but a very basic Vanguard themed ornament for the Wendigo right there. And then there is the Sylvan projection available for 1,500 Bright Dust this week. These are still ludicrously expensive, but for the second page of shaders, initially, we've got Chrome stock available. Once again, these are always 300 bright dust. There's also the Coastal Swede available in the store, which is quite nice color-wise. And then the Iridescent Coral is up this week, as is the Royal Treatment. So give us your thoughts on that inventory. But very finally, we've got the Loot Chests effects, Transban effect for 450 bright dust. These are all the same cost. There is the Chrysalis entrance available as well. We also have to preview them twice because it cuts off at the beginning. And then finally, there is the Shadow Legion entrance available as well. So that does it for the Eververse store this week. And let us know if you plan to grab anything in the comment section. Next up, let's have a quick look at Banshee's inventory for the moment. We've got the False Promises auto rifle with Threat Detector and Swashbuckler. There's Nature of the Beast, which has got Hipfire Grip and Demolitionist, and then Farewell with Moving Target Vorpal Weapon, Widow's Bite with Lead from Gold Eye of the Storm, and finally the Falling Guillotine, which has got Relentless Strikes and Surrounded, which isn't too bad. So maybe something to pick up right there, but keep in mind the weapons and rolls will change throughout the week. And as always in the tower, let's conclude with a visit to Shader 1. We've got the Noble Constant set of gear. This is some OG Destiny 2 vanilla armor right here, so maybe stuff to add to collections. But for the shaders, we've got Gold Leaf available this week, which is quite a nice one. These are 10,000 Glimmer, of course. There's also Mercury Prophetic from back in the Curse of Osiris era. And finally, New Monarchy Regalia is available as well if you're looking for older faction shaders. For our final few mentions for this video, the Nightfall this week is the Devil's Lair, and Wildstyle should be the featured weapon, so good luck on the hunt if you're still going after that. Otherwise, Presage is featured for the exotic mission where we can pick up Dead Man's Tale. And other farmable exotics for the week include Conditional Finality, which can drop from Root of Nightmares, that is the featured raid, and the featured dungeon is Duality, which will allow us to farm for the Heart Shadows, so you can run those activities as many times as you like with chances at those exotics. Even the final boss encounters will work. And our last mention though is for Lost Sectors. On the right hand side of the chart, you can see the potential legendary drops that'll come randomly on completion of these. Otherwise, exotic engrams can drop randomly on solo clears. And today we've got the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart. September 11th though will be Perdition on Europa, then Bunker E15 on the 12th, Concealed Void on the 13th, which will be followed by the Conflux on Nessus for September 14th, Thrillerdrome on Neomuna for the 15th, and September 16th will be Hydroponics Delta. Otherwise, that is the bulk of the content worth covering for the vendor reset today, guys. So, as always, I hope the video has been useful. Let us know in the comment section what you're getting wrapped up this week in the game. Otherwise, if you have enjoyed the video, a like rating helps us out a lot too, and get subscribed if you want to be kept up to date with more Destiny content. But otherwise, cheers for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.